Hi guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jennifer. I go by Jen on the YouTube streets. As you can see, I changed my name to Jen just to shorten it, but I'm going to give you a lowdown as to why I had to change. Wow. So a lot of things happened in August. Not like a lot, but a lot of interesting things, a lot of good things happened in August. I also have an update for you guys regarding FNB, and as well as something else happened that kind of shook me to the core. And so today I'm going to be sharing with you guys those two things. And firstly, the other one I'm not going to be sharing with you so that you are scared. If there's one thing I don't want to do with my content is to instill fear. I don't want anyone to operate from fear, because when you operate from fear, you limit yourself from a lot of things. Yeah? But I'm sharing this with you just to say that just be mindful of these things. And just be aware of these things, that these things are actually happening now. So the first thing is the updates on FNB. So as you know, in June, was it June? Yeah, I got defrauded on my FNB account. They got access to my banking details and they started paying for things using my account. And so I did put in a case with FNB for fraud, and it took over a month for them to investigate, because I thought they were investigating, because they told me that it would take 17 days, but 17 days went and passed until it was 30 days, until it was more, until this event that I'm going to talk to you guys, the second part of this video, happened, that I actually came back immediately and contacted FNB, because I was just like, no man, FNB needs to answer, needs to tell me what was the outcome of the investigation, because I want my money back. So I did call FNB. I had to call FNB myself and talk to people that deal with fraud cases. And when I did talk to the person that helped me, she was like, no, we didn't conclude on your case, but let me conclude. So she took a few minutes and concluded, and then she said, okay, fine, we did conclude and we're going to refund you your money, all your money back. And yes, I did get all my money back, and it did feel good, because it came back when I didn't expect it, when I didn't even need it. And so it did cover a lot of my monthly expenses last month. Like, I didn't have to transfer money to pay for my rates and levies. I didn't have to transfer money for YouTube, because the money was there. And so it felt good. It also felt good to get my money back. Né? The second part of this video is second thing that happened relating to fraud. So beginning of this month, I get a call from my colleague. She's like, finance, they're looking for you. They said that there's this thing going on with there's a request that they received from you and what. I firstly didn't understand it. I thought that she was telling me that someone tried to scam another person using my name. And so I was just like, why would people do that? But then I also understood that I have got YouTube, and so I'm active on social media, and so I thought that, okay, maybe that's why they used my name. Kandi, no guys, no. That's child's play. These people, they're here, high level, and I'm not trying to make a joke of this, because this is very serious. These people have upgraded. They have upgraded, I'm telling you. So I let it slide, and then a few days later, okay, so they called my colleague on Friday because I was not in the office, and then Monday, first thing in the Monday morning, one of the officials in finance who happens to know me, we know each other, she calls me and she's like, hi, did you get our message that we've been trying to get hold of you regarding your pay, your salary? I'm like, my colleague did tell me that you guys were trying to get hold of me, and there's this case and this case. And I'm laughing. They're like, Jen, but like, Jen, you are laughing. This is not a laughing matter. This is a serious matter. Can you please come to our office so that we can explain to you what is going on? So I'm like, okay, sharp, cool. I go. I leave my work and I go to their office. So when I get to their office, they're like, hi, Jen. So we see that you are not taking this serious. Mamela, we receive a request from you. A formal request in terms of the correct form. We received a request from you saying that you want to change your salary, like where it gets paid. So how it works in government is, when you get employed there, you have to then say, where do you want your salary to be paid into? So normally you go to your bank, you get a confirmation of bank account, and you submit it with the right form, with the right form at at their department, and then they are able to change. There are other supporting documents which I'm not going to mention here because I've realized that I don't want to share too much, because scammers use the information that I share here to then go and scam us, and particularly me. So you use that form. There are other attachments. If you work in a government, you know what I'm talking about, that you provide to the department to change. So someone went to that extent to go into a particular bank, this shady bank that I don't even know what it is, didn't even know that it existed, got a confirmation that that's my account, filled in the form for the correct department that I work in terms of my full names, guys. I normally go by Jennifer, and I don't say my second name. If you know my name, you know my name. Don't mention it here, please. And then my surname. So these people knew my names, all my names in full, and the way that they go. They also knew my position at work. Even though I do share that sometimes, I'm a senior admin, what, you know, I never thought that that would ever be used against me. They filled in the form, correct information in terms of name and surname, correct information, not correct, but close to accurate, but based on their source, it was not accurate, but it was close to being accurate in terms of my position. And then my ID, completely wrong, completely, nothing about it was correct. Forged. Yeah, bottom had the level of forging there. It was forged, and then they got a stamp from that bank, and everything else after that was forged. Even my signature, it was not my signature at all. So they submit this to HR in my department. My HR section submits it to finance. When it gets to finance, they look at it and then they're like, okay, something is not adding up here. Okay, but also what also alarmed them is that why is there no proof? Why is there no other proof? As I said, I'm not going to go into detail as to what other proof is needed, just in case the scammers are watching this video. So they like, there are some documents that are missing, so maybe let's get hold of Jen so that she can provide these. And then the more she looks at it, this other official, my colleague, I'm gonna call him, it's my colleague because we work together in one department, but also we know each other. She's like, something is not adding up here, you know. And then they decide to call, and then when they couldn't find me, they spoke to my colleague because they know we work together. They also know her, and that is how that is how I started to know about this, even though I didn't know the extent of it. So when I got to the office and they told me this, they showed me the form, you guys, that these people filled. They showed me the proof of banking details that these people submitted. The only thing I could do was to sit down and take a breath. The only thing I could do was to sit down and take a breath. Like, guys, I was numb. Like, I was numb. I know that scammers come for our bank accounts. I know that. But to an extent whereby they will come for your salary via your employer, I didn't know this. I didn't know this. And so I was shocked. I got the highest shock of my life that day, and it really scared me, the extent these scammers are willing to go to defraud us of what we wake up and work so hard for. It's not that we are rich. I'm not rich. I work up every day and I go to work. I wake up and I show up for work. And then to have scammers wanting to take advantage of that. So what was going to happen if they had everything? What was going to happen was finance was going to proceed and issue the change of salary, meaning that my salary was no longer going to come to my bank that I know of. It was going to come to the scammers' bank. Ne? Mina, I was only gonna find out that I'm not getting paid by actually not getting paid. Like this month, actually, when it was going to implement in September. So in September, I was not gonna get paid, and I was gonna be shocked. Why am I not getting paid? I was going to think something is wrong, and obviously something was going to be wrong, because why am I not getting paid? But I wouldn't have known. But there is a way of knowing, because when we get our payslip, it does show your bank account that your salary is going to be going to. However, when you are not thinking of that, I hardly check my payslip for those things. I just check that, okay, this is how much came in, these are the deductions, this is how much I can expect. Done. I never check is everything still in order in terms of accuracy, like especially my the bank that I bank with. I never check that stuff. So I wasn't gonna know, you guys. I was gonna lose my entire salary because scammers are out here and they are coming for us. They are literally coming for us, gun blazing. Gun blazing. That is a story that I wanted to share with you guys. And as I said, this for me really shook me to the core, is to show me the extent these scammers and these thieves, these criminals are willing to go to get people money that is not theirs. They are willing to let another person suffer in terms of not knowing how are they going to pay their monthly bills, how are they going to survive for a month, so long as they get that money. So when they wake up every day and their job is to scout out people to scam. I went back, guys, and I cleaned up my pages. I went back and I cleaned up everything because I realized that it's either I share too much or there's so much information out there about me that people can just use it against me. So I went back and I cleaned up. When I went to my Facebook, I realized that on Facebook, I mentioned my full names. On Facebook, I said the department that I work in. On Facebook, I said the position that I was in at the time when I did the profile. Jeez, Jen. And so I'm sharing this with you so that if you have a Facebook account right now, and in that Facebook account, you share a lot of information in terms of where you stay, you share information in terms of your cell phone number, you share information in terms of your full names and where you work, please go and clean that up. For me, I did not even want to clean it up anymore. I cleaned it up and then I deactivated the account. And then I asked myself, where else do I need to clean up? I went to my website, I cleaned up any personal information that I might have put in my about page that I feel like is going to compromise me. I removed that. And there are other things that are just outside of my control. And then what I did was I checked my LinkedIn page. I'm like, Jen, nalana foot, you did the same thing. Same thing, where you work, the positions. Obviously, LinkedIn, that's how it works because it's your CV. You are literally writing your digital CV. And so you have to be transparent in terms of where you work, the position, how long you've been there, what were you doing. So I had to go back to my LinkedIn account, guys, and lie in terms of where I work. I had to lie. I had to change my CV and lie about where I work. I had to lie about where I stay. I had to lie about the positions that I've held. I just had to lie so that when someone looks at my LinkedIn account, they are not directed directly to where I work. Even though it is not accurate and it's gonna count against me because this is LinkedIn we're talking about. But then when I think about it, I'm just like, I work in government. In government, they don't use LinkedIn. No one is gonna try and recruit you through LinkedIn. No one in government is going to do that. And so I really don't mind even if it's false information, but at the same time I couldn't delete it. You can't on LinkedIn not have a CV. You have to have your CV. So I had to go and change things there as well. Because at this point, guys, I don't know what's going on. You don't know whether you are oversharing, whether you are undersharing. You don't know whether you are exposing yourself too much or you are not. It is really, really frustrating. I just also wanted to say, just be careful of the things that you post on social media, especially these bios that we create that talk about us, where we stay, where we work, the number of kids we have, the pet name and all the stuff. Please do not have those things on your profile. And I know that scammers will always find a way, things that we are not even thinking about, you know. But what I had to do after that was to just go and clean up a lot of things. So yeah, that is the story. That is what I wanted to share with you guys, that I did get my refund from FNB. I'm grateful to have gotten that, but it took me having to call them in order for them to finalize that and eventually give me my money. But then there was also this part of these scammers attempting to take my salary from me. You know? I asked myself when I was there, they were talking to me, what could I have done to avoid this? The only thing would be, don't exist on social media. But then you ask yourself, if I don't exist on social media these days, how? Okay, yeah, you can choose not to have any social media, but that means that I will not have YouTube, I will not have Instagram, I will not have any social media page, any. Now, I refuse to give up YouTube just because of scammers. That's the first thing. I refuse to live in a life of fear. I refuse to live in a life of fear because I'm scared of what scammers are going to do. I refuse. I work very hard for everything that I have. I work damn hard for everything that I have. To then have people making me live in fear and then taking what I have. Yes, they can take what I have, but am I now gonna live in fear because of that? No, I'm not. And so I'm sharing this with you just to say that these are things that are happening out here, and I didn't know that they go to this extent. I do know that sometimes they'll scam you of your salary by getting into your bank before you get as your money comes in, it goes direct to them, but to go via a person's employer where you submit a form to their employer saying, I want to change this salary of this person so that the money comes to me, not them. Please let me know if that has ever happened to you guys. Like, share these stories on the comment section so that we all are aware of them. The more that we know about these things, the more we can be clued up about them and try to protect ourselves. As I said, for me, I had to go and clean up my social medias. I had to deactivate my Facebook, but to go and clean up the rest of my social medias. Even with YouTube, I had to change my bio at some point. I had to change the bio of my Instagram. I had to change even my name on YouTube because I'm just like, what is going on? But truth is, whether I change my name on YouTube or not, it doesn't change anything, because so long as I'm creating financial content, these people are always going to come for me. They will come for me, and sometimes they will come for you guys as well on the comment section. So please just be wary of that. Even though I delete them, the moment I see them, you guys may not see like some of them, but the moment I see this what I go and delete them. Like this fake Telegram what I delete them. These people talking about, oh, this person helped me to invest this much. The next thing, there are 20 comments under that one comment. I delete it because I don't want any misleading comments on the comment section that you guys may think that I'm endorsing. The next thing, you put monies in these things and you lose them. And so I'm sorry that you guys are gonna have to go through that just because you watch my content. And I'm sorry to myself. I apologize to myself for the fact that now I'm exposed to so much cybercrime just because I'm a content creator. It sucks, but am I gonna stop creating content? No. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna live in fear. I'm not gonna start changing my lifestyle just because there are scammers out here. I'm not. Only thing I can do is pray to God that God guides me, protects me, and shelters me with his love, and constantly be there for me, because God is always there. God is constant. God doesn't change. Am I preaching now? I think I am. So yeah, the only thing I can do is just to trust that God is looking out for me. So with that being said, you guys, I'll see you guys on the next one. I hope that you guys got value in this video. I hope that it didn't scare you. But I do hope that if you've got similar stories that you would like to share, leave them on the comment section, so that as people are reading the comments, they see these and they are aware of these tactics. So that the more that we are aware, the better, because then we know how the enemy moves. Because once you understand how the enemy moves, it's easier to then say, okay, it becomes easier to identify the tricks. It becomes easier to identify the tricks. Like this other time, I got an SMS saying there's a parcel that they were trying to get hold of me. There's a courier company is trying to get hold of me, and they have my parcel. If I do not, I need to call them so that they can confirm my parcel, because it's gonna go back to whatever, what is the depot, whatever. I'm just like, I did not order anything. having gone through what happened with me on FNB and reading your stories, you guys showed me that this is how these people move. And so when I saw that SMS, I was just like, I'm not calling you. I did not order anything. I have nothing I'm expecting from Korea. So why would I call you? So that you can steal my information? No. You know, and I was able to know that because you guys shared some of your stories on that video that I shared about me getting defrauded at FNB. And so please do share your stories, because they do become enlightening and they help us as well as we are navigating this world, and also just to avoid being taken advantage of. So with that being said, you guys, I'm going to close off this video. Bye.